It's us again, live. Woo!
Ugh.
Ready to have another week of fun? Some football there now. Good
Yep.
too. Woo!
Man, a little bit warm in here.
Couple games short this week, though, aren't we? It's not a full schedule.
No, we got the COVID schedule.
Yeah.
No Steelers Titans.
No Steelers Titans and no.
And last I heard, they were looking at maybe Tuesday or Wednesday for the Patriots Chiefs, but
remember they had that idea last week too for the Titans Steelers, and then they tested again. And never mind, sorry about that. We lied.
Yeah, so I'm not going to hold my breath. Though, I guess. Well, first,
want to fake pick them?
I forgot to do. I forgot to go back and look at your picks, see how you did. Did you keep up with your record?
I know I did pretty good, but I didn't keep numbers. No,
I looked at mine. I went 9-6-1.
Hey, Beth.
It's Beth.
Yeah, she's now Red Rum Records. She's
okay. Now, how do I get back to? I have to see the comments. Hey, Beth. Okay, so I went 9-6-1.
Okay,
not quite as good as 13-3 the week before, but my overall's 30-17-1.
You would logically think that this is a Pickett show and that we're picking the games that I would pay attention and keep my record, but I didn't. I just know that.
I meant to go back and go through the live stream and get your picks, but I then forgot.
Man, I was so tied up on that Bengals game. I was like, "Oh, come on, we're gonna." I called it. This is my upset, and they're like, "Overtime tie." Come on, guys.
Yes, this is foosball.
Yes, it's the hand-daggy game. Yeah,
and Beth is already a good point ahead because she came up with the water boy. With the water boy reference.
Captain Jano.
Yeah. And Randall's back. It's going to be a party in here tonight.
It's a party going on over here. Speaking of which, he sent me my latest Gil Thorpe. I haven't read it for today yet. Hold on. I'm reading it, Randy. I've been busy.
Who is Gil Thorpe?
You know the old comic strip from the newspapers, black and white, and it was a serial. Like every day, there's like 3 or 4 panels, and it's been going on for like 50 years. But it's sports related, and but it's like a soap opera comic strip kind of drama thing. Okay, it's a thing, Dale. It's a thing, Dale. Randall sends me them every day, and I read them every day, and I'm kind of hooked on reading Gil Thorpe. Okay.
All right. I don't know Gil Thorpe, but that's okay. I like comic strips, though.
Oh yeah.
I like a lot of comic strips.
I can't wait. Randall, he's like, how can I wait? I know, but I just busy doing this.
Okay, so
all right. We got a few minutes. We got people straggling in.
Right. So why don't we tackle this one game that may or may not get played? Because if it does get played,
yeah,
we probably should have talked about it. And that's Patriots at Chiefs. Right now, it's been postponed.
One of the best games of the week. If they play it, I'm liking it.
Yeah. Now it's postponed. I can tell you that. All right. So the Cam Newton tested positive for COVID.
So even if they play it this week, he's not playing.
Right. So I guess it would be Brian Hoyer playing quarterback. I also looked at the injury list, and Sony Michel and Edelman, they're both questionable for the game.
Mm-hmm. So do the Patriots have any chance against Mahomes and the company? I don't think. I don't know.
So the Chiefs may be wanting, or the Patriots may be wanting to postpone this game.
Might be a good deal for them.
Because
Belichick's like, yeah, we're postponing. These guys are sick. Not like Bill would ever do put people fake on the injury list to get advantage and bend and tweak the rules. I can see Belichick being like, yeah, Cam, you've got tested positive, right? Yeah, I got tested positive. Yeah, so we can't this week. I wouldn't throw it past him, man. I wouldn't throw it
all we need after Spygate and Deflategate is COVIDgate.
COVID game.
But yeah, so if they end up playing this game on Tuesday or whatever, the Chiefs are winning. I think we're both in agreement on
touchdown
that.
At least, I think I would say. He's a great coach, and he's good with not having top talent. But when you're down to your third stringers, there's just so much you can do. There's only so much you can do.
Want to say hello to Redco and Anthony Ferraro coming in.
Hey, Froggate. There you go. Anthony.
All right, so Anthony, you're a Steelers fan, huh?
Sorry you can't get a game this week, brother, but hopefully everybody on the team's healthy. That's all.
Yeah. Okay, so early games. Let's start. Oh, well, Thursday night.
Oh,
we didn't really talk about that, though. I made my pick on Yahoo earlier in the week, and of course I picked the Broncos over the Jets.
Are you riding the ripping train yet, man? Are you ripping for ripping?
Ripping for ripping.
Yeah.
I'm saying that the Jets are the worst team in football, and they don't have any plans to fire Gase. So,
what I think is great is the best play of the whole game was the 45-yard run by Darnold, and the second best play was when he got tackled by a ghost. Those were two great.
You know what? I don't even think I saw the highlights for. I cared so little about that game. I didn't even watch the highlights.
He ran 45 yards for a touchdown. Woo! Good for him because nobody else on the team was doing anything. And there was one sack. Seriously, he steps back, he turns around, nobody's around him. He just falls down and he actually looks like he got tackled by a ghost. It was great. It was.
I could have sat here at the computer and watched it on a stream that's maybe, a little dubious in nature, but even I didn't even feel like doing that.
Not worth it.
No.
But Broncos, man, got their third string quarterback in there, and he's looking like a legit deal. That's kind of interesting. When Locke gets better, is he going to be one of those situations where Locke was good, but he's kind of untested? But hey, this guy is doing really good, and he's been untested. But then again, this guy's gone against the Jets and other teams that are quite subpar. So how much faith do you put on his good performance? You don't know. But good for the Broncos.
Yeah. Who is the Broncos' third stringer?
Brian Rippon, Mark Rippon's nephew.
Oh, wow. That's why you were saying Rippon for Rippon.
Yeah, Brian Rippon, good old Washington Redskins quarterback. Mark Rippon's his uncle.
Huh.
He got 100 yards, some touchdowns, 35 points. I mean, he's pretty good.
Yeah. Okay, so then the first game. Well, let's just get straight to cooking. We got Saints at Lions.
Oh, we're just gonna start right off with that, huh?
We're just gonna. That's the first one on my sheet.
I'm gonna tell you, we're off on a win. We're hot. We don't have a bunch of injuries. We don't got much on the COVID thing. Everybody's healthy. Saints, their their main wide receivers out. Breeze isn't looking good. Like I said, Michael Thomas is gone. He's not going to be playing. I think if there's any time that we can do a back-to-back victory, we got a chance here. But I'm going to vote for the Saints to win because, as you're going to know, every week when I go here, I'm going to predict the Lions to lose. And then what happens, like what happened last week? Go ahead, Dale. Tell me what happened on the last stream.
Well, yeah.
The Lions are going to lose. They're going to find a way to lose. That asterisk, but they're a team they're supposed to lose to, so they're probably going to win. And I call that again this week. Same thing.
Yeah. I think this could be definitely be an interesting game. You know, Stafford and Breeze, I consider both to be elite quarterbacks. Breeze, maybe the best of this era, if not one of the best.
He's definitely in the conversation. I don't care who you are. If you look at his straight numbers this year, not so hot. But then again, Stafford this year, if you look at his numbers, not so hot. So, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah. So I just can't. The Lions just seem to find ways to lose. So for me to put a win on the Saints, who I think may come out this week with with
I like it, Anthony. I like
on
it. I
their
like
back
it.
to prove. I just think the Saints are going to get it.
Yeah.
It could be a shootout. It wouldn't surprise me if they both score over 25 points, but
they're at Ford Field, right?
I know they're on Ford Field,
Superdome, or whatever.
and
It's the new Silverdome. Whatever.
And I know they're on Ford Field, but I also think that the Saints are no stranger to turf. That's what they play on. So I don't know how much, and especially are do the Lions have a home crowd?
No, they're not letting anybody in.
No.
So I will say, if Alvin Kamara has a good day, if he gets integrated, like at least 15 touches rushing and like at least 5 or 6 receptions out of the backfield, I can see Kamara having a good day and being the key linchpin in this. If the Saints do win, I would say it would be because Kamara was the reason for it. But yeah. By the way, Anthony, you said bring back Scott Mitchell. I hate you now. I used to like you. No! Scott Mitchell, no! No.
Well, we had Scott Mitchell too, and I wasn't really looking to get him back either.
It's like telling a Packer friend to bring back Don Mikowski, no. Yeah, that's right. We got him from you boys. That's right.
He filled in for
he had a couple of games and we said, "Ooh, he must be good." He played a game really good.
When Marino's Achilles blew out, we put Mitchell in.
I remember he played one season with the World League of America, that World League, and he was playing for the Orlando Thunder, and they had like the neon green uniforms. And then he came to the Lions. So, yeah. And then he blew up to 350 pounds and went on the Biggest Loser. I don't know if you remember that. He was on.
I didn't know anything about that.
Yep, he was over 350. Boy, was huge and went on the Biggest Loser. Lost a whole bunch of weight. Scott Mitchell. He was a Ute.
Biggest Loser. All right. What about
Harrington? You're done. You're cut off, Anthony. You're cut off. If you say Charlie Batch, I'm stopping the stream right now.
Don't make us pull the stream over.
Pull the stream over right now.
Chargers and Buccaneers.
Oh man. Old fart versus young fart, huh? Got a 4-year-old and a 22-year-old. He could literally be his kid playing them. Wow, Brady and old young boy. I'm gonna going Brady. I mean, he's looked good though. I mean, I cannot say anything bad against him, but experience wins out, I think, and I think they're playing in Tampa, aren't they? I'm checking. That's what I'm checking.
Yeah, they're playing in Tampa.
So yeah, there it is. Yeah. So yeah, I got to go with that. I'm going to go with the Buccaneers over the Chargers, but I wouldn't be surprised if he has another good day and does win. I think this is going to be a close game. I think this is a pick where it would be even. I don't know. What do you got thinking?
I like the Buccaneers too. I mean, I think as the season goes on, they're going to be a solid team. Now, I don't think that they're going to make the big world championship run that everybody's hoping. Oh, Tom Brady's going to get us to the Super Bowl, but I do think
healthy now. So that's why I'm saying is that
but they do have a lot of weapons. With and so I expect them at home to be able to deal with Herbert. I mean, Herbert's going to have his growing pains. Though, if I were him, I might
say the boy because I keep wanting to say Abear. I keep doing it.
I know. That's what I keep wanting to do is call him Abear. But
Herbert's such a dorky name. Like, hey, did you see Herbert's game? Like Herbert. Nurbert, Gerbert, Durbert, Durbert.
Well, I remember the graphic when he first got drafted looked like a Disney Channel. He looked like a star of a Disney Channel movie. If I were him, I'd try to get in Brady's head. I'd just walk up to him and say, "Hey, Gramps, got any tips for me?"
Yeah, yeah, I'm going to be keeping my eye on it. Like I said, if it goes the other way, I wouldn't be surprised. I don't think it's going to be lack of talent on Tampa Bay. But the Chargers, I mean, let's be honest, they haven't played bad enough for us to say, oh, yeah, they're a crap team and Tampa's going to roll over them. And Tampa hasn't played so great that we're like, oh, they're such a great team, they're going to roll over them either. So, but yeah, I think we're both in agreement. Bucks win. Yeah.
Yeah, and the Chargers are 1-2. I mean, it's not like they're.
But they haven't. I mean, I've watched the games and watching Red Zone. They didn't ever look like they were dying out there. They just are losing games. There's some teams out there that are, 1-2, 0-3 that really shouldn't be, and I think they're one of them. That's definitely, I think, better than that. Because I think they won week 1 pretty good. So I think that was last week. But I remember I was talking about both LA teams kind of looking better than what their record showed.
True. So after that, we've got the Jaguars at the Bengals. Cat fight.
I know, and that's the problem. I always got to go for my cat team brotherhood, and now we got cat versus cat. But Minshew's such a handsome man. I can't go against Minshew. Listen, other 2 games were good. He just happened to come up against, as we call him, Fluke Magic, and looked bad for 1 game. But that wasn't his fault. It was Fluke Magic's fault. So I'm going to go definite that Jaguars are going to take the reins, look at him good. Sure, Teddy's in there, and he's been doing okay, and the Panthers are coming off a win. Good for them. But look who they played last week. Let's be honest. So, Jaguars, Gardner Minshew, 350 yards, 3 touchdowns. Calling it now.
Yeah, I like Minshew here. The Bengals just haven't shown me enough that they've turned the corner. Jaguars are a pretty scrappy team, and Minshew, I don't see him having two bad weeks in a row. So I'm kind of feeling the Jaguars on this one.
The mustache has magic powers, not as much as the beard, obviously, but you don't mess with the mustache. You just
don't mess with the stash. Vikings at Texans, and let me tell you, I'm picking the Texans because I'm not so certain the Vikings aren't maybe the Vikings might actually be worse than the Jets. I thought they had a good defense. And they went out and got Yannick. Now I'm going to blank on his name. The young man from the defensive end from the Jacksonville Jaguars. So I'm thinking, all right, so you go out and pick up an elite pass rusher on an already good defense, but they have given up a ton of points. And I don't know what's wrong with them.
We said, remember I said there's 0-3 teams that shouldn't be. Texans is one of those that shouldn't be 0-3, really. But they are. And the Vikings are, up until last week, I mean, they started off good. Kirk had a good game. So in my mind, this is what I see. All the games I've watched, I'm going to pick the Vikings. And there's a reason why. I believe they said, how many times did Deshaun Watson get sacked last week? Like 9-10 times, literally?
Oh, I don't know. Did he get sacked that much?
Yeah, his offensive line was horrible. I believe he got sacked like 10 times, and no joke. If that happens this week and he gets no protection, they actually had some stat talking about how like 85% of the plays he was rushed or sacked. 85%. To drop back and actually be having time to do anything was minimal. If that happens this week, Cousins has the ability to be patient and get them in field goal range, kick field goals, and win a game like that if Cousins is having a bad day. And that's going to be my key factor on there. So I'm picking the Vikings because I saw earlier this year flashes of greatness that they could, because Cook is still a great running back. Delvin's still doing the job. He's still grabbing those yards. And yeah, Fran Tarkenton's out this year. That's great. He's a great Russian quarterback. But yeah, I'm going with the Vikings because I haven't seen anything from the Texans to show me that they can dominate anything and that they have the offensive line to let the rushers or the passers do anything consistently. I thought, like I said originally, the 0-3, they were a better team than that. And I do think they're a better team than that. They're just not playing there. If they play to the level of the talent they got, they can beat the Vikings. They got to show it. And this is the game where they got to show it to me. Because for now, I'm not a believer. Texans, remember I said last week, I said the problem with the Texans, there's a lot of chaos going on, a lot of bad team morale, and everyone's got a bad attitude down there. It showed last week. I was right. And we'll see this week if there gets any better. That's me.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm picking the Texans, but it dawned on me, I'll be rooting for the Vikings. I hope I'm wrong, because it just dawned on me last week. We have the Houston Texans first round draft pick, so I really want them to tank. I want them to tank hard. So, yeah, that offensive line can keep struggling as far as I'm concerned.
Who'd you get for that first round? Who was that? Or do you
do what now?
Where'd you get the first round pick from the Texans for?
Interestingly enough, I think it was part of the Laramie Tunsil deal, wasn't it?
Oh, it could be. That makes sense.
The left tackle, and so I'm surprised that because he's good. I unless it's the rest of the line that stinks. But
I'll never forget that draft, man. That draft was awesome for Tunsil, man. That was hilarious, but that's just me. The whole lead thing.
Yeah. And then we also sent a wide receiver there, and I'm blanking on his name. So I don't know. I think the first round pick came off the Tunsil deal.
Okay.
But yeah, we sent. So
we're good. Vikings. We're good. We're matching, right?
We're rooting for the Vikings, but I'm picking the Texans.
Right. We decided that it's
maybe I'm jinxing them. Maybe that's what I'm doing, but I'm picking them.
That's what I do for the Lions. I jinx them. It works. It's a valid strategy that works.
I hope. Oh boy, this brings me to this game now. Seahawks at Dolphins.
I'm sorry, Dale. I can't do it. I love you, brother, but Russell is on fire. Magic's got to flame out, and this is going to be the week where you guys are going to look really bad. I'm sorry. It's nothing I can do about it. I hope not. It's just going to happen.
Well, at least the teams that have faced the Seahawks so far have set the bar pretty low, because nobody has held them under 30 points.
Yeah, the Seahawks line up like an average of 400 yards passing for each quarterback they've gone against. So they've been high-scoring games, and I'm not going to say anything good against the Seattle defense. So to be honest, the Beard's probably going to have a good week.
Right, and that's yeah. The only hope that
yes. Zonka's healthy too. I heard that they're going to be starting Zonka this week too. So good.
But if our only hope is the Seattle defense messing things up for them, if we can, because and the other thing is we've got to be able to generate a pass rush like we did against Jacksonville Jaguars. We got after Gardner Minshew, but that was like the first time all year that we got after somebody.
That was the key thing in your guys' win, which you got in Garner's head. You threw some weird looks at him that he wasn't quite familiar with. You're not going to be able to do that against Russell, and you're not going to be able to do that against their coach either. So that's going to be the key thing, is if you can shake things up, keep them guessing, you got a chance.
And that could be our downfall, because if we can't get after Russell, if we can't make him move a little bit, then and he's agile too. So, but if we can't get some pressure on him, our defensive backfield can. I mean, we got some talent back there, but like Noah Igna, I can't even say his last name. Yeah, it's one of those. But he's a rookie. I mean, he's going to get lit up some. And the guy we got from the Cowboys, he's been dealing with a hamstring. So, yeah, we got to help out our defensive backs, and I don't know if we can get that done or not. So, yeah, I actually picked the Seahawks myself.
You know what the number 14 is, right, when it comes to this game?
What's that?
The number 14, that's how many touchdowns that Russell Wilson's thrown in 3 games. 14.
Oh, wow. Well, you know what?
14 in 3 games.
If Dan Marino were playing in the modern NFL, this NFL, he'd probably have 25 by now.
Oh, yeah, with the way the rules are, the tiki-taki defense and can't touch people. And yeah. Oh, he with his accuracy, he would just pick the defenses apart like none. But
just the quickness of his release. And he never needed much of a window to get a pass.
No, then you literally had guys draping all over. I mean, they let a lot more fly back in the day. That the wide receivers have a little more space now, and that makes the biggest difference of them all, for sure. So, all right, who's next?
All right, next on the list, the Browns at the Cowboys.
Yeah. Come on, guys. I told you the Browns were going to look good. I said the Browns were going to look good, and they're getting it together. I said they're going to get together. I think they're still getting together. But here's the teams. Oh, thanks, Eric Hipple. Yeah, there you go. Eric Kramer, too. Anyway, we got 2 teams that both are super talented, but not playing the ball like a team should be. And so they both have exceptional talent on both sides, but they're not playing up to their abilities. Underachievers of the year, one's expected because Browns are always underachievers. Cowboys shouldn't be. And I don't like the boys. You know I don't like the boys. I don't think you're a huge fan of the boys either. Let's do it, guys. Let's go for the underdog, the Lions, and let's go for the underdog, the Browns. Let's give them that push and that support they need. Let's go Cleveland. Go Brownies.
Yeah.
No, you're wrong. You're wrong, Anthony. Wrong.
I think I'm going to have to go with Anthony here. Cowboys.
That backfield, man. That backfield. Chubb and the old Chiefs guy. They're doing good. Kareem Hunt's good. They're both. We got ODB. We got Baker Mayfield. This is going to be great. Okay.
Yeah, I just think that I don't know. I don't. Yeah, it's kind of hard to tell with these 2 teams because they both like to underperform so much. But, I still look at home field advantage a lot, and I just don't see. There's the man, Eric Weinbender, but I just don't see the Cowboys or the Cowboys giving one up to the Browns on their home field.
What do you call a Green Bay Packer fan with half a brain? Gifted.
Oh, wow. Just start on the man just as soon as he walks into the room.
I shouldn't be doing that. I mean, even the kids in Wisconsin call it stupid helmet.
Oh, wow.
Anywho,
man.
Yeah, so we're going to be I agree. And not only that, because they're home, we all know the Cowboys have the 13th, 14th man, and 15th man, which are the referees, in their back pockets usually. So if the Cowboys win, I call there going to be some shady stuff going on. And they kind of let it go their way because they're at home and they have the refs. I may be wrong. He's like, I'm kicking Steve off the show for being mean to Eric.
You better be lucky I can't figure out how to get Eric in here right now.
What do you call a beautiful woman who's with a guy that has a Packers jersey? You call him a hostage.
Oh, man.
And child abuse. Stop raising Packer fans.
By the way, so who won the first Packers Lions meetup this year?
You know, Packers are still undefeated. They haven't lost yet, so math would.
See what if I could have gotten Eric in on this stream, what I was going to do was suggest that in the I was going to suggest that what you all could do with the next Packers Lions meetup is like maybe the loser shave your head, but then I realized you both have done that already.
You shave your head recently. If you get divorced in Wisconsin, are you still brother and sister afterwards?
Oh my goodness. Wow. And we're not even to the Packer game yet.
NFC North intimidation. Look, Bears, Lions, Vikings, and look, a Packer. Oh, that's nice. You're packing things. That's just darling. Packers.
Oh man. Okay, so let's look at this next game as Cardinals at Panthers. I think the Cardinals deserve some respect. I'm picking the Cardinals. They have played this year. They've played well.
Yeah, but they lost to the Lions, and the Lions suck. So yeah.
Yeah. That's a heck of a point right there.
It's kind of like, I get it. I mean, I loved her back when she was on G4 because I'm a nerd. You're a nerd too, Eric. I had a crush on her before she was an actress and played Psylocke in the X-Men and was with Aaron. But yeah.
Yeah.
Still
Anthony's making a good point here. Not only have the Cardinals been playing well, but the Panthers are missing their star running back. So, what are your thoughts on that game?
I don't like picking against my cats. I'm a card-holding member of the Cat Team Brotherhood, and I'm subscribed to their Reddit. And yes, Fourth for life. You're right, baby. Attack of the show. I'm trying to sit here and come up with excuses on how they can win, and I'm not getting any. Cardinals are a good team. Yes, they lost last week, but it wasn't because they played like garbage the whole game. And Kyler's good. He's a fun guy to watch. I like him. And here's going to be the key thing I'm going to say is, as of right now, Hopkins is questionable. If DeAndre's in for Kyler to throw to, I think it's hands down Cardinals got this. But if some of these injuries, if their questionable list ends up being no plays, it might be an even-up game, actually, even without McCaffrey.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't see the Panthers having the weapons to be able to go. And here's the other thing. Well, no, it's in Carolina,
and they
with the Cardinals.
And call me crazy, but I do believe they won last week. They're coming off a win, and they're home, so there's a little bit of fire in the gut.
Who'd the Panthers beat last week, though?
I'm trying. That is Washington. No, hold on.
They beat the Chargers.
That's right, Herbert.
Yeah,
And they're
I need a little more than that. I need a little bit more than that for Panthers.
More than beating a rookie.
Now we do have a Super Bowl rematch this week.
Oh yeah.
Colts and Bears. The Bears.
Are they starting the truth or are they starting Foles?
I think no, they're starting Foles. They've named him the number one guy.
I know the Colts look good, but if Foles plays like he played just the one quarter last week, just pack it in, Indy. Just pack it in. Just pack it in. Because I mean, yeah, what 3 touchdowns in one quarter? Like, come on.
Yeah.
Super Bowl MVP. I mean, the Bears look good under his tutelage, just like what you were talking about with the Eagles. For some reason, the team seems to click when Foles is in, when Wentz was out. It looks like the same thing with the Bears. The team seems to click with Foles in there. McMahon is starting, huh? I thought it was Eric Kramer. Anyway, another Eric Kramer reference. But yeah, you might say differently, but I'm really feeling strong, and maybe it's because I'm biased to the NFC North. Guilty as charged, but I'm thinking that I'm not ever putting money in a bucket saying I'm going to guarantee Philip Rivers a victory ever. Remember we talked about how I don't like Philip Rivers, and keep on going with that again.
Yeah, I'm not a Philip Rivers fan either, and boy, I just feel like the Bears may have found their quarterback, and with that defense, they have a solid defense. So, yeah,
Dubbers.
I'm not betting against the Bears, not this game.
No.
Then we've got the Ravens at Washington.
Do we really need to go over who we think is going to win this one? I mean, Haskins looks like who's worse, Haskins or Darnold at this point? Neither one of them have really looked impressive.
Yeah, but at least Haskins doesn't have Gase whispering in his ear.
Duly noted. You're a Dolphin fan. You're allowed to say those things because, sniffing coke and whispering in people's ears is what Gase does, allegedly. Yeah, I mean, I can't see Lamar having 2 bad weeks, and it's not like he had a horrible week. Yeah, he lost to the Chiefs. A lot of teams are going to lose to the Chiefs. Right, Ravens got this.
Yeah, Ravens are going to smoke them. I just everybody's talking about that game against the Chiefs, and I'm thinking don't put too much stock into one game. Now, I thought
defending Super Bowl champions actually look better than they were last year. We're gonna, stay, guys.
Yeah, I mean, one bad game, it happens. So I think people need to, and it was against the Chiefs of all people. So people just really need to calm down. It's going to be okay. The Ravens are going to take apart Washington this week.
80 to 100 yards rushing for Lamar. I'm thinking, 3 touchdowns through the air, running at least. I'm thinking like a 21-7 kind of game is what I'm feeling.
Yeah. Eric, I've met the fridge too, and I keep having meetings, and so I'm probably going to be starting a keto diet this week.
Oh, I had his action figure, his G.I. Joe. The fridge had a little G.I. Joe action figure. William Perry, is that who we're talking about?
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, the refrigerator actually had an officially licensed G.I. Joe action figure. William Refrigerator Perry, I had that. It was great. It was a mailway offer, like Sergeant Slaughter was,
Oh man, the whole Bears thing, I guess I was fine with it. I was just glad that when they rolled into Miami, Marino lit them up, gave them their only loss of the season.
Eric knows what I was talking about.
Yeah. Wings are a dessert on keto. Oh yeah.
Yeah, they are.
Yeah, you have to be careful of the sauce. Sometimes
sauce, you can't get sweet sauce or sweet and sour enough.
The sugars in the sauce can be a little problem, but wings are definitely keto friendly.
Yeah, Washington football team. Anyone have any word? Are they're just keeping that the rest of the year? I thought it was just a temporary hold.
I think that's it for the rest of the year. I guess they will probably want the season and the off season to think about what they want to go with officially. I know they want to get it right. They don't want to. They didn't want to be in a rush and take on a name that quickly. They wanted to make sure that whatever they did, they got it right.
Give me an idea, Dale. Come on, you're smart, man. You're creative. Think of a name for them.
Well, I think people have come up with a number of good names. I had always thought veterans would be a good nickname for them to honor our veterans. They might have a little trouble when they go to Philadelphia and play veteran stadium, but my big thing is I just hope what I do hope is that they change the name from Washington to DC.
Yeah,
the DC veterans, DC Red Tails, DC.
Ooh, I got one. The Washington filibusters, because you go to the games, it's a big waste of time. Nothing really happens of value, and at the end, you've realized nothing really happened. And the filibusters. And it's Washington. It's political. No, they're not going to go for the filibuster.
No, that's well, and like Randall's saying here, what kind of marketable mascot are you going to come up with? The filibusters.
You know, like, remember the Schoolhouse Rock? I'm just a bill up on Capitol Hill. Have a little bill guy that's wrapped up like a scroll, walking around. I'm a bill. You're passing me like you're passing the football. You know, I don't know.
Yeah. See, now that's part of the thing there, Randall. It'd be tough on tough on opposing teams to boo the veterans.
Kick the veterans in their backside. Hey. Oh, never mind.
Rumor has it they're trying to get approved to be renamed after a local tribe to maintain their vibe and history, but remove the outdated term. And that would,
that's cool.
I think people would definitely be okay with that. Kind of like I think the Chicago Blackhawks hockey team is named after a particular chief. That's one way to go.
Seahawks, Red Hawks, yeah, there might be a little, go Hawks. Which one? The other one. It's not as bad as the CFL, where for many years in the CFL there were two teams called the Rough Riders. One was Rough Riders, one word. The other one was Rough Space Riders. But out of a team that only has 8 teams, 2 of them had the same name. That was tough for a while.
That's kind of weak.
Like, somebody's got to give up this name. Good thing one of the teams folded and couldn't, but still.
Yeah.
Go Blackhawks. Go Red Wings. Anywho, we're gonna fight over that now, Eric. Don't forget bringing up hockey.
We're trying to see which one. We haven't done the Giants and the Rams.
Oh, that's honestly, the Jets are here. The Giants are just a little bit better than the Jets, just a little bit. But the team from New York is worth a lick right now, and
right.
I think the Rams are much better team, and I don't think it's going to be a question.
Yeah, not to mention the Giants are missing Saquon Barkley now.
Yeah, he was out last week. He's going to be out this week. Daniel Jones isn't showing.
He's gone. Isn't Barkley gone for the year?
Yeah, he's gone. Yeah.
So I picked the Rams. In fact, it was in the picks game I play. You put confidence points, and that one went right up toward the top because I don't
going with
the Giants.
The history of the first 3 games this year, the Giants defense. I see Cooper Kupp having like 150 to 175 yards. I really see Kupp getting tons of catches. Because he'll get those little under route passes and little swing passes, and the linebackers for the Giants are just atrocious, and that's going to be right at their weak point. So, Rams. Off. Don't scoff at the Goff.
And then the last of the late games on Sunday is the Bills at the Raiders. The Raiders.
I like Derek Carr, but not as good as my homeboy who is there's on fire and then there's nuclear burning like the sun hot. And Allen's hot. I don't see him stopping. I said last week this is going to be his test. I said if he does good this week and shows us that he can do it, and Josh didn't look that bad. The Bills 3-0.
Yeah.
I don't see anything stopping them. So keep them going. Raiders lost. They're going to keep, they're coming off a loss. So I can't. Bills. I don't want to. I know you, Dale, you got, I know how you feel about the Bills. It's like how I kind of feel about other teams in the NFC North other than the Lions. I get that. If there's a year where the Bills are going to do their magic, man, this is going to be that magic year.
Well, now I will say, I've been watching football for a very long time, and I miss the 1970s when we beat the Bills 20 straight times to set an NFL record. We were 20-0 against the Bills in the 1970s.
That was just a marked up win. You're like, oh, Bill.
For an entire decade. I miss those days, but you'll never hear me talk bad about the Bills like I do the Cheatriots. And because even though the Bills, especially in the early 90s, were a pain in the neck when they were doing their Super Bowl runs, I respect that team. They had a really good team. I wish Marino had as many pieces around him as Kelly did.
Right. How do you think the Bills felt about you guys losing to you 20 times in a row? Do you think there's any animosity, resentment, anger, and maybe just long-term hatred to where down the line, even a decade later, there's still just a bad taste in their mouth over that?
A decade later? You mean 30 years later?
Oh, yeah, that would be 30 years. I forget what year it is.
Well, actually,
it seemed like 10 years ago to me.
Actually, it's 1980 was 40 years ago. So, so in the 40 years, I guess maybe some of the old farts like us might remember those days. But yeah, I don't know how many. See, that's why I have such a low tolerance for Jake. Don't sit on my modem.
I just bring that up because that feeling that the Bills may have, same feelings that I have animosity towards a certain green and yellow team.
Good boy.
See, it's that same kind of thing. Yeah, we recently have had a couple good years where we've got some sneaky wins in, but there was a while there where it was guaranteed that we were going to lose, and the Packers were just that whole Brett Favre thing and the Aaron Rodgers. I mean, they both. Every year we did that. So, yeah, that's where I was kind of going with that is if the Bills felt that way towards you, because I think there was about a decade there where the Packers won 2 games a year every single year for over a decade against the Lions. And, yeah, Thurman Thomas was a monster, but not as good as his backup was at Oklahoma State.
Yeah.
A couple of better than he was.
See, what I was saying about Patriot fans was that, I can remember a time when they weren't really all that relevant. They didn't put up much of a fight. Every now and then they had a decent team, with Steve Grogan. But most of those guys, I can name more older Patriots than a lot of these bandwagon Patriot fans.
Yeah.
Now, what Eric Weinbender is saying is absolute truth. Thurman Thomas was a monster. I respected him. He could run the ball. And he could catch the ball, and I'll never forget. I think it was like the '93 championship game. We had it at home. We had the Bills at our home stadium. Kelly kept hitting Thurman Thomas out in the flat, and we couldn't solve that for nothing. And yeah, very frustrating. But how can you not respect, somebody like Marv Levy? Great coach.
Yeah.
Classy guy, and Thurman was a beast. Bruce Smith was.
Was Andre Reed on those teams too?
Andre Reed.
Yeah.
They were loaded. If Marino had that kind of talent, I'll tell you what, if you'd put Marino on one of those Buffalo Bills teams, they would have won a Super Bowl. I don't mean that just to knock against Kelly, but we all know that Marino was a little higher on the pecking
Don
order.
Beebe, Weinberg's like Beebe, yeah. Beebe was good too.
Yeah.
Was that the Tasker era in that, or is that a little?
I think so. Yeah.
Now, the only thing I want to say is I've always kept my mouth shut about this because I just thought I was the one in the minority here. I do not like the white Bill helmets. I like the other ones better. Just putting it out there. I wish they'd go back to their old helmets. But
well, see, to me, the white helmets are the old helmets.
Technically, OJ didn't have. He had a white helmet.
I actually prefer the white helmets. You know why they went to the red helmets?
No.
Because everybody in the AFC East at that time, the Dolphins, the Jets, Colts, Patriots, they all had white helmets.
You're right, because they'll Pat the Patriot, white helmet. Everybody.
And I believe Joe Ferguson was colorblind. And so they went to the red helmets to help him pick people out.
Makes sense.
That's what I remember reading about it anyway.
If it was a total lie, it was good lie because it makes total sense. I would have done the same thing.
Yeah. So going back to the old white helmets, I kind of liked it when they did that because those were the helmets that I really remember from the good old days when we would beat them all the time.
That's true. They were having the white helmets when you were beating them. So hopefully that would bring back old memories. And the bad luck. I got to put that back. I was ignoring it. I saw it in the chat. I saw it.
Lions' new logo is Chody.
Yeah. Well, they got to then.
And I like the old Patriots helmets too. I like them better than I do this. They almost look like a USFL team with those silver helmets.
Yeah. I remember when they came out with those, but it was kind of weird. It was almost instantaneous. The year they got the new uniforms and helmets is when they started kind of playing better. So,
but and this is exactly what I was saying earlier in the stream. He would have ripped the NFL apart. I don't think people appreciate nowadays because of back in '84. Since '84, all these young guys coming up, they don't understand what the old numbers used to look like. When Marino set the record at 48, he didn't just break it. He shattered it. The old record was 36, and it had stood for a long time. And then Marino comes in and throws 48 touchdowns in one season. And this was before the NFL changed the rules. See, that's why I always call Marino the game changer, because I believe that the NFL changed the rules to what they are today because they wanted to see more of the seasons that Marino had in 1984.
I had a good friend of mine flip me the bird and call me some not really nice names because he was talking about how great Montana was, and I said, good, don't get me wrong, but if Marino had John Taylor and Jerry Rice, can you imagine what would have happened? It would be about the same thing. Like, no. And that's how you make sure. Duper, and there's some other guys. There were some good receivers that Dolphins had back in the day, but he was the star, and he did a lot of making do with whatever he had, and he was a better quarterback than a lot of the teams that were around him, and he made the teams better. And some teams, and like the Niners were in the 80s, were good teams. They had talent stacked all across the board, and they were a good team. That's why they won and Montana has all the Super Bowls. But I think if you switch Montana out with another decent, good quarterback, I could still see them winning Super Bowls.
Like Steve Young?
Yeah. Hypothetically, if he were retired and his backup were to come in, he might win some Super Bowls like he did.
But now you do have to take your hat off to Montana for this.
He's good.
He almost went and took the Chiefs to the Super Bowl, and
yes,
that shows that he wasn't just a system quarterback.
Yeah.
He could go somewhere else and be excellent around.
I always make the joke also, like, imagine if Barry Sanders had the Dallas Cowboys offensive line, how many yards he would have gotten. Because if you watch the Lions through those years where he got 2,000 yards, he wasn't getting any help at all. And so, Juice, yeah, that's funny.
That reminds me of what was the joke?
He used to slash the defense to stab his way in the end zone. The Juice. Ha!
No, but that reminded me of a joke I think people used to tell about how we knew that OJ was innocent because Buffalo Bills always choke. Oh, yeah. And Duper and Clayton were good, but here's the thing. Neither one of them are in the Pro Football Hall of Fame.
Yeah, I mentioned Duper. Duper is good and Clayton was good, but
yeah, and they were really good, and I guess you could maybe make an argument for the Hall of Fame for them, but they're not in there. And I think Montana clearly had Rice, who was definitely.
Look at what Anthony just said. The Niners, they had Roger Craig back there. Who do you guys have in the mid '80s at running back for the Dolphins? Outside of Miami fans, nobody will be able to tell you. Because then nobody knows. No.
Our number one running back, I think, when Marino came in, was Tony Nathan. And Nathan wasn't. He was okay, but he wasn't going to run for 100 yards in a game. He might get you. He might get you 60, 70 yards catching, and then he maybe get you some rushing yards, but that was his big thing. Was he was also a threat coming out of the backfield to catch the ball. And
you're right, Eric. We are tangenting. We need to. You're right. Eric.
We've gotten off track.
Allison. Yeah.
What is the next game? Oh, we got 2 games left.
That's right.
We got the Sunday night game, which is the Eagles at 49ers, and I don't think it should take us very long with this game. 49ers for me.
Yeah, 49ers, and it's like with the Broncos. They, no matter how hurt you make the team, it seems like the next step is better than the guy that gets replaced. And I'm not saying Garoppolo's a bad guy, but now they're down to their third quarterback, and he's looking hot. But Mostert's out now, I think, for the season, so they ain't got their running back, but it doesn't matter. They're way better than who they're going against. Definite Niners, not impressed by the Eagles at all.
Yeah. The Eagles just, I don't know. They gotta do something. They are
not 136, Eric. More like 99, 105.
Yeah, that might be a little much.
The over/under is 95, right? No.
But now here's where we really need Eric in the room. Monday Night Football. Falcons at Packers.
What Dale? Go ahead. You just go ahead.
The Falcons and the Packers.
We gave our title up last week. We had set our NFL record for the team to have 2 touchdowns or more by halftime to lose 4 games in a row. We won last week. We're handing our title over to the Falcons. That's their job now. They've gotten 2 now. All they got to do is get 2 more games where they're ahead by 2 touchdowns and lose, and they can get the record from us. And that's a cool record to have. I say go for it. I say the Falcons are going to come out the gate swinging. Ryan's going to throw a bunch of touchdowns, maybe be even up by 21, but they're going to lose because Aaron Rodgers is a jerk, and he's going to do lots of crap at the last minute, Hail Mary, whatever, blah, 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 cheese everywhere, Packers win. Blah.
Lions suck, Packers rule.
Stop it, woman. I already made you sleep outside once on that. There's also another There's another reason why I hate Green Bay because my wife likes them. So.
Not anymore.
Well, okay, my wife has a crush, and her freebie. Remember how everybody has a hall pass is Brett Favre. So if she ever beats Brett Favre, she's allowed to be nice with him. Yeah. So I hate the Packers. Did I mention that? But they're still gonna win. Pack wins.
Yeah, I've got the Packers. There's the Falcons. It's a
It doesn't matter, Anthony, that his receivers are hurt. It does not matter. Remember a couple of years ago when they didn't even have running backs? They just took like their random scrub wide receivers and said, "Hey, you're a running back now." They still won games because they're stupid Packers. Stupid.
Yeah. Just look at them last year. After you got past their number one receiver, what did they have? Not a whole lot.
And they got rid of Cobb. They get good receivers, and they say, "Yeah, we'll get rid of them. We can get other people."
And the GM said, "Hey, I know what? Let's go draft another quarterback." We don't have any wide receivers, but let's draft another quarterback.
Yeah, he can't stay young forever, but the Patriots did that with Brady, and look how that worked out. Like the couple times, but still.
Well, Kraft stepped in and messed that up. I mean, think about where the Patriots would be if Garoppolo were still there.
Right.
I mean, I think
too, and
I still like Garoppolo better than I do Newton. Newton can, I don't know. Newton just seems like a bit of a head case to me.
He's got a fashion sense of humor, remember?
Yeah, that's right. It's a fashion sense of humor. It's an incredible sense of humor as well.
Did you see that one meme of him on the sideline where he just like slides down the chair? I don't know if you looked that up. So he was talking to somebody on the bench, and he just looks at him with a confused look on his face, and he just slithers down out of the seat on the sideline onto the ground like he just heard like the most bizarre thing in the world. Great gif. It was hilarious. I still love Cam, but I also have prejudice against really pretty boys, and Garoppolo is way too good looking, and Brady's way too good looking. I don't think this. I don't judge guys by their appearances, but according to the ladies, I can't like Garoppolo. So,
well, now did you see the article or photo thing where they turned all the NFL quarterbacks into women?
No, but I'm gonna have to look that up now. That looks really fun.
I wish there was some way I could pull it up on here so that we could go through it. And I'm scared to say there were a few of them fellows that were kind of pretty. Some
I don't think Roethlisberger was one of them.
Huh?
I don't think Roethlisberger was probably one of them.
No, I don't think so. I think he was one of those that looked more.
My name's Karen. Yeah.
But yeah, it was a big thing. I've even seen some YouTube videos where they looked at it. All right. Anybody else got anything else to talk about? Except, I guess we're going to go back to. Wow. I like that he thought to color his ears.
Yeah, that takes some consideration there. He could have just let him flesh tones, but like, nah, helmet's got ear holes, so I got to color the ears. But he should have the insides black. It's the details that matter. But he's a Packer fan, so he wasn't smart enough to think of that.
Anybody else got anything football related on your mind?
When's XFL starting up with The Rock? Is that like next spring or the following spring?
Oh, it's 2022.
22.
Yeah, so I guess he's thinking that probably early next year will be too soon to. I mean, you don't want to start a new league off with a handicap like that.
No.
It's one thing to have an established league like the NFL dealing with no fans in the stands than trying to get a game started with no stands in the fans. So I think it's the wise idea. I think by 2022 we should. I think things are going to progressively get better. We get the vaccines. I think they're already doing much better with treatments in the hospitals. And I just think as we learn more, we'll adapt, and we'll get better at being able to recognize what we need to do and what doesn't work yet. And
I want to try something here. Let me see if can we do this? Go ahead, bring it. If that's the case, then we have the ability where next week, if you want to bring up the female quarterbacks, you can actually share your screen and put it on the StreamYard. So
is that like when put that back up there for a minute?
Yeah. I was just doing my screen, but I have my other screen here too that I could do like.
So if I click over to the third, I got to add it to the stream.
Yeah. And if that shows up, then whatever you do is there, and you're sharing your other screen with everybody else if it loads.
Huh.
Saying it's unstable connection. I apologize if that's my fault, but
it's all right.
We're still learning, but hey, there's possibilities. We got possibilities.
Yeah, I might have to. I've got a laptop. I might have to break it out and see if I can hook it up, and we can do some split screen stuff because that would be fun. I've got another, because I actually use an old TV for my monitor here. I've got another one. I could set it right there.
You'd be like I've got a wall of screens. I'm watching all the games.
But that would be fun to be able to, and it would be helpful for me too, because a lot of times when I'm having to look up something that I've forgotten, I have to pull up another window. I can't actually even see the live stream at that point.
Well, I'm gonna cut something out. I've only my internet is using up all of mine just through the stream. I can't do anything else. I can't go to any web pages. Nothing. It's like, oh, hold on, you're out of internet. So I can only stream. Hopefully,
I'll look into that. I wonder if I can hook a second monitor into this computer. Surely.
Yeah, sure you can. Most do. Hey, by the way, guys, stream's technically over. We're done. We're at the 1 hour mark. We're just doing post-production chitty chat at this point. Hope to see you guys next week. We'll have the predictions. Maybe at some point, maybe we can find Dale have some boring time during the week, and maybe we can do a wrap-up of the previous week and do a second show, but probably not. I'm busy too.
All right. Well, hey, and Eric, so at some point, I need to send me an email. My email is dolphandale12@yahoo.com. And I'm afraid to put it in the comments of a video because I think YouTube blocks them.
Sometimes.
Not that I really care. I mean, it's just an email.
And honestly, Eric, if you're still there, still watching, man, you know I love you. I have a great respect for the Packers, but they've kicked our butts for so long. My wife's hall pass is Brett Favre. I can't like them. I have a despite for them, and it's again, you're in Wisconsin, so you have every right to be a Packer fan. If you're like in the middle of North Dakota and you're like, I'm a Packer fan, bandwagon jumper. But you're a legitimate Packer fan, and I don't gotta say I gotta respect that, but I understand that, and none of the insults are.
You just can't. You're like. It's like watching Happy Days with Fonzie trying to say I'm you just can't do it, can you?
You're born into it, Eric. It's not your fault, man. And you're like, no, man, I'm from Illinois. I know, but that makes you a Bears fan. That doesn't make you any better, really.
Hey, thanks for coming in, Anthony.
Thank you, Anthony.
Eric, man, glad you got in tonight. I told
brother.
I told Steve.
There's a lot of owners of the Packers, Eric, because nobody would be smart enough. No businessman would ever want to buy a team like that. So they're like, oh, well, the city owned the team because somebody's got to own it.
Anybody got tips on how to keep a cat from sitting on a motorhome? I'm afraid Jake's going to overheat it with his big butt. Jake, get out of there. Get out of there, boy.
It is the evil empire.
I tell you what.
All right. Good game tomorrow. I'm good. We'll get going. I'll wrap this up. Thank you so much again for being kind enough to put this crazy loudmouth interrupting jerkwad into your live stream again. I appreciate that. Appreciate you tolerating me. And I thank you so much, Dale. You're an awesome man. You always have been and you always will be.
Yeah, we'll have to think about some other live streams because I know Beth came in here and said foosball and then bolted. We'll have to do some other subjects so that we can get some.
There's a reason for that. Beth was texting me on my phone like half hour ago, and she's like, "Steve, you haven't done a video in so long. I kind of miss you. You know what's going on with your channel and all that stuff." And I'm like, "I'm doing YouTube. As a matter of fact, in a half hour, I'm going to be with Dolph Van Dale talking about football." And then all of a sudden, boop, she's the first one in. I thought that was hilarious.
Yeah, but I'm enjoying these live streams. We need to do some more. And I plan on trying to come up with some more. I've got a live stream that I want to do with a friend of mine. She's a big Steve Carell fan, and I'm getting her to watch the movie Irresistible. And I think we're going to try to do a live stream and talk about that movie. And
you could have a comic one. I know plenty of people in the VC that would love to be chit-chatting about comic books.
Comics? Yeah, my only problem is I don't really read a whole lot of new stuff. I mean, I'll pick up the occasional trade paperback, but I wouldn't really know what to talk about.
I know squat in the past 20 years of comics, but I was big into them. And I know Kempin's kind of the same way. He's got his collection, but I think there's a lot of people the past 20 years has been, they're making movies. I don't care about the comics aren't so hot now. So
I just picked up the Batman Who Laughs stories. I need to read my way through those. And I read they did Last Night on Earth.
Yeah.
That one.
I got to read that Bad Laughs because seeing the Joker like that I really got my interest when I heard what it was about and everything. So.
The Batman Who Laughs?
Yeah, because if I remember, that was kind of like the Joker and Batman merged together, kind of a weird thing.
Yeah, kind of like, I think, from what I understand, it's kind of like the Joker with Batman's intellect.
Wow, dangerous.
Yeah.
All right, man. Peace out. Love you. Mwah.
See you later. Thanks, guys, for coming in. And,
thank you, everybody, for showing up.
And we're gonna check you out later.